I got another game here against this polite aggression guy. He's playing Damia. Sign of a good player. You don't generally see this commander played by people who don't know what they're doing. And I just decided to record this game as an example of how different two draws can be and how Nin can still pull it out. So he gets to go first. He has no turn one play, but you'll see. I have a decent hand. There's no acceleration, but I do have Ancestral Vision and Ponder. Certainly nothing to write home about. A lot of expensive spells, but I don't really know what I'm up against. He tutors in step, getting everybody's favorite card. Soul Ring. Cemetery. Cultivate. Yeah, looking good now. Already 5 mana to 1. At least I draw a land there, so I don't have to ponder for it. Oh, the top of that is Flametongue Kavu, Everflowing Chalice, and Spell Crumple. So now the game plan is basically hope to crumple his guy. I have enough time to do it, provided that he doesn't have a Mana Crypt or something, or Mana Vault. But I'm super far behind. No intention of sacking the Polluted Delta, obviously, because I need the mana on top. So he goes land and cast Time Warp. So at this point I figure I'm just dead. I know that I have a Flametongue Kavu 2 cards down, but by then he's going to have cast this thing, drawn at least 3 extra cards off of it, and done untold things, probably just counter my Flametongue Kavu. So I figure the game's like pretty much over already. He plays another land. So he's up to 7. So now he could just run out his commander and win the game, given that I only have a single mana in play and probably don't have any solutions to it. Maybe he's worried that I have Metamorph, but I don't think that that should stop you. And this is a classic example of someone getting greedy, because he's got all this other cool stuff he can do. Let's look at this. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 mana, plus Garruk, 11, plus Azusa. I have 2 land in play, but I have that, so there's hope. So my hope here is that he just runs his commander out into Spell Crumple and doesn't have a counterspell. So he plays another land, so now it's actually looking like I might actually be able to stop it. And there he goes. Damia. Crumple. Saves the day again. So presumably he's got another action in his hand. I was kind of worried about the follow-up for 5 mana, but he just makes a beast. So here's another critical turn here. I play this. I'm still stuck at 3 land. At least I have my Chalice, because I need to get up into Rewind mana. This game is so tenuous right now. And he has Putrefy, so of course I have to Mana Leak that, just to stay at 4. So this is the turn, basically. I know I've got Ancestral Visions coming off suspension next turn. He has no cards in hand. I have Rolling Earthquake to stop Garruk and his creatures. So it's really just coming down to this turn. What does he have? He draws, hits me for 4, plays Treetop Village. At this point, the game swings. Well, this is a pretty awful 3 cards, to be honest. So I think for a while here about different plays. Thinking about running out the Simulacrum, but I honestly can't afford any good top deck. There's so many cards you could draw here that would just destroy me. So I figure it's better to just chill out and ramp mana for a bit. Sit on my Rewind since he has no cards. I can deploy the Simulacrum in a turn or 2. I thought for a long time actually about holding back on playing the Workshop and maybe using the Diamond instead, because if I draw a cheaper counter or I draw 1 more land, then I can just put out 2 more mana, cast Simulacrum, and still Rewind, because right now the Workshop doesn't do anything other than casting this guy. But I ultimately decided it was more likely that I would probably wind up using it to cast the Simulacrum and possibly another artifact, so I wound up keeping it. So he untaps his thing. just doesn't attack me with Treetop Village for some reason. I'm not really sure why. So I drew Grim Monolith here. Time to cast Simulacrum. I'm just going to ramp mana now. Especially because I'm thinking he might actually just continue to pump Garruk and go for an overrun kill, which makes the Earthquake more powerful. If he's not making beasts every turn, then I can actually wait longer. I thought a long time about doing this, throwing out the Grim Monolith and tapping my Soul Ring to do that. And I ultimately figured, well, if he does have a way to kill the Monolith, then he does. But at least he has no more cards in his hand, and he has to top deck again. And if he doesn't kill it and I have to rewind, with the mana I get, I can just untap the Monolith anyway. It's a great combo, so there's probably no risk in doing it. So now he finally attacks with everything. I block 1 and take 7. Draw that. Very, very nice card to get right now, given that I've got Karn in my hand. So now that he's pumped up again, he's threatening nearly lethal damage next turn, so it's time to, I guess it would be lethal. Yeah, it would be 21. Or 22. Time to Quake him out of here. So I Quake with enough mana to rewind. And I gave some thought actually to running out the Jace here, figuring I've got Force of Will as a backup, but the 2 cards in his hand really make me nervous, so I figure I'll just sit on double counter, take some more damage from his Treetop Village. Finally figures out to attack me with that. Plays another manland, which makes the whole drop Karn and kill Treetop Village plan not quite so great, but we've got time. Draw useless Thada. So I think about putting out Karn here and realize that if I play Karn, if I cast Karn, then, and I eat a card from his hand, he sends both of his guys at Karn. That's not a bad play, I guess. But I ultimately decided I wanted to just throw out Jace as a bluff. I mean, the nice thing about Nin is that you don't really care that much about Jace in the long game, because you win the long game anyway with your commander. So playing Jace right now, just as a way of drawing fire, and possibly drawing into some extra solution, like maybe a Wasteland or a Strip Mine, makes a lot more sense. So I go with that. Run out Jace. Plus I've got a lot of mana here still, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I haven't played a land this turn, so if I draw a land off the diamond, then I can, if I draw a land off of Jace, I can play the diamond and cast Karn anyway. And I don't get a land, but I do get Mox Opal, which is basically the same. Put back Thada. Play the Opal. Cast Karn. And I eat a card in his hand. He responds with like the most tech card in history. Latnam's Legacy. Such a beating. That's so brutal. But at least I still get my counters. So he can't kill Karn. All he can do is attack Jace. And I've got a Force of Will for one of these things that he's going to draw. But it turns out he just draws garbage. Activates both his manlands. Hits Karn, hits Jace. Which is totally fine. Cast 3 visits. Cast Mana Ramp crap. That's the problem with some of the Mana Ramp spells. You just draw them when you need action. Now it's definitely over. So I bribery him. Quite a number of good choices. I look at the Avenger of Zendikar here, just so I can get 5/1/1s. But I don't have any land in hand, and could potentially not draw lands for a while. Looking through all those guys. Ultimately, this guy makes the most sense, because I'm going to kill this unblockable creature, and I'm going to have Grave Titan to not only block the Treetop Village, but I can block Sakura Shivelder and block other things that he might draw. I've got plenty of counters to protect myself, and Grave Titan is obviously totally insane for Nin target. So I eat the Creeping Tar Pit, cast Nin, sitting on Force of Will against his one draw step. No outs for him at all. Sacks this guy. And he top decks Maul Drifter, which of course I counter. And that's the game. I would have just probably Mystical Tutor for Forbid, probably. Or just untapped and Merchant Scroll for mana drain. Probably getting Forbid makes more sense, to be honest, since I'm going to start just drawing a million cards off these zombies. But pretty awesome game. Great comeback.